All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Canadian Men's 9-Ball Championship here at Leather Pocket Billiards in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And you're listening to Ben Francis here, sitting beside my good friend and a voice you guys might recognize, Mr. Jim Weich, in the house tonight.
Hey, nice to be back home, Ben. It's a lot hotter in Toronto, I know that, so I come to where I didn't have to turn the air conditioning on in the apartment.
Perfect. It's definitely blasting in here. We got a lot of bodies in the room, 64 players starting the event. And we're starting this match a little late, but they're at 1-1, so we didn't miss too much. And it is winner breaks 9-ball race to 9. Johnny Baptiste, who you see racking the balls here, taking on John Mora, Canada's number 2 ranked player. But Baptiste just had a super tournament at VNEA Vegas. He won the 8-ball singles, the 9-ball singles, both from the B side. And their team won the Masters team event for the second year in a row.
But did he get the cash out of Vegas? That's what's important.
It was paying out a little bit this year, so I'm guessing he probably did.
Well, it was a nice clearance in the last rack, and a 1-1, a little bit of momentum now, and obviously he's a decided underdog in this match. So every chance that comes his way, he's got to make full use of it, and he knows that.
And this break's going to be a big factor in all the matches, but I feel like especially this one for Baptiste, he's going to need to break really good to beat Mora here. I wonder what the discussion is. Probably the 2-ball. You have to rack the 2-ball random. So you can't put it at the back every time, and you can't put it in the front. And just some small rack rules to keep it fair for everyone, or as fair as we can. And we are live on Facebook and YouTube, guys, so make sure you share the stream, click the thumbs up, and we got lots of great matches to come tonight, tomorrow, and all day Sunday with the final 16.
Yeah, full field too, Ben. 64 players making their way to Calgary here at Leather Pocket. More just a safety option here, try and find some cover.
Looks pretty good. Looks like the 5-ball up there, the orange ball, going to cover half of the one anyway. The 2-ball might be a hard ball to miss here. Trying to escape the same way.
Yeah, he can play this a couple different ways. There's always many options when you're looking at a table, certainly from the outside, but even just flicking the edge of that 1. And I mean, he can try and bump the 1 over towards the 3. Try and hold the cue ball behind the 2 if he decides. There's always a lot of ways to play a shot. Or he could try and cut it in.
He nearly cut it in, yeah. I think he was trying safety. But, yeah, he nearly potted it. This is a good shot. I don't think there's a gap there between all those balls, is there? It'd be an odd one between the 8, 4, 5, 3. Slip right through there? Is there an alley?
Yeah, I know one thing. If there's a space, John will find it.
What a pleasure to have him in the building.
Yeah, he's a miracle right now in this game of Q Sports. You see a player, he was a world-ranked player playing right-handed and hurt his shoulder, started playing left-handed, and in some regards, some people think he's even a better player left-handed than he ever was right-handed.
I think that's a true statement. And I've watched him lots. I followed him his whole career, and yeah, I do think he's better lefty. He's more natural. Oh, he had to turn it a little. He had to flirt with following it in, I think. Sometimes they just don't really have a good alternative.
Well, again, another chance for Johnny, and you know, if he's going to make any inroads against Mora, these are the opportunities. Everything's in the open here, Ben. You'd like to be in this spot.
Yeah, I don't hate this. This is what I'm hoping for later tonight.
And you know the players will have spent a little time on this match table hitting some balls, just getting used to things too. So they'll have a good feel for the speed. Every table's been reclothed. All of these 10 9-foot tables that are here at the Leather Pocket, they've all been adorned with new, I think it's all Simonis cloth, isn't it?
860 HR, the good stuff. That's right. Shout out to Lackno Billiards for doing a fantastic job on the tables. He did all 18 tables in 3 days with one guy. Two guys did them in 3 days.
Long days.
They're hard workers. Yeah, very dedicated. They did a really great job. This ball goes into the corner. Is he cutting this in the side, trying to dodge some traffic? Yeah, he missed the 9. He missed the 8. Can he miss the 7 too? Don't think so.
Yeah, he may have to get that short cue out, get over the edge of the 7 if he can get through to this. It's close.
Is he a lefty? This might be jumpable if he's lefty. Right-handed. I don't know if I could reach it.
Yeah, he's heading to the bag. So you're going to see the short cue come out here, Ben. Looks like he's just got to get over the edge of the 7.
Well, with where the 6 is, he doesn't have to do much more than pot the ball, right? Which is handy. If you're trying to draw the ball or spin it somehow and make the jumps, very difficult. But if you only have to pot it, sometimes these guys are pretty handy with these short cues nowadays. He's a favorite still, I think, to make this ball. That's not going to get it done.
No, that's a chance that he's turned away. And I said earlier that these opportunities, they're few and far between against a player the caliber of John Mora.
Yeah, you got to get out there, I think, from ball in hand. You know, he had ball in hand on the 2, I think, and you got to do the work when you're playing a guy of this caliber. Take all the chances you can get.
Comes from quite a pedigree, does John. His mother, Anita, she was a Canadian champion in snooker. His dad, Mario, he was a professional playing snooker and a pretty handy 9-ball player as well.
Very good 9-ball player, yeah.
So Johnny was always going to be growing up with a cue in his hand. Of that, there was no doubt.
This is a little short. He should be okay, but love another roll or 2 of that ball. He's playing more like his dad lately, too. He's slowed it down a little bit.
And you know his dad's left-handed.
Yeah, so it's much more, he looks a lot more like Mario as he's getting older, too, you know.
Still needs a few more gray hairs to catch his dad.
He's definitely caught him in ability. What a player this John is. As I was saying there, shout out to Lackno Billiards. He's a diamond dealer, lives in Lethbridge, Alberta, just a couple hours south of Calgary. But he'll travel if you're looking to get a table. He'll come set it up. He set up 2 in here. So we now have 10 9-foot diamonds. And he did a fantastic job with the setup. It was impressive, in and out real quick. Super easy to deal with. I highly recommend him. Tony Haynes with Lackno.
Did they end up having a Calcutta, Ben, with this event?
No, they're illegal in Alberta.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, we're not allowed to do them, so.
Okay, you never heard that from me.
It's fine. We'll forgive you this time.
But where I was going with that is I think little doubt John would have sold for the most.
He would have. He would have been. There would have been some wild cards. He would have went first and probably Steven second. But this Johnny Baptiste, he's kind of been on fire lately. He would have been right up there too. I'm very curious to see. I've been watching Mora for a couple days break, but I'm curious to see how he breaks on this table. It's going to be a really big part of this championship. Of course, of any pool tournament, the break's the biggest part, but I feel like it's going to be extra important this week with this cut break. And he's breaking right-handed, if you notice. Which to me is a bit curious because this isn't a break that you have to hit very hard. I mean, we're not hitting it soft, but I would think you would have better success left-handed there, controlling the spin.
Well, he's not going to be doing anything too special here. Happy to see the cue ball finding cover, but just the push out for Johnny.
A difficult one, too. Where do you push to other than maybe a jump or a kick?
Yeah, this has always been one of the big mysteries for me, coming from a snooker background. Every time I see situations where I wonder where a player could push, I rarely guess right.
It's a tough one to guess. Yeah, it is. This is one of the trickier parts of the game, I think, is and a little chess played, like what's he going to do next, right? You have to kind of play a little mind games. I don't know about this, though. If he could see the whole ball, don't really want to leave them off of the rail too much on the push. You want to kind of pin them to the rail, I think, most times.
Yeah, I'm not too sure he hasn't left a full ball here for John.
From my view, it looks like he can pot this ball, yeah. And with the cue ball off the rail, you think he'll control the spin, get on the 2. Yeah, he had more than enough because he overcut it. But that's how you want to miss it. Leave it long, I suppose.
Yeah, it's always the early racks. The nerves have to settle. John with a lot more experience. But the player that settles in the quickest and can apply the heat to his opponent. Some of these early racks prove pivotal.
Yeah, definitely. It's a game of momentum. And you want to have it early on your side. Don't wait till the end. There's some traffic to dodge here. He's got to miss the 9. I think coming off one rail thin. Yeah, so he missed the pot. Worried about the cue ball. He might get away with it, though. Did he ever? This will be another big part of this weekend. Will be who's kicking well. These spots are going to come up lots, and the guy who kicks safes out of these spots is going to be the one going deep in the event. See how he handles the slide on the new rail here. Ooh, he'll miss it on the other side. I wouldn't expect him to miss it on that side.
See, and I'm looking at that. And if I'm playing that shot, I'm rolling the 4 into the 7, especially with the 3 up at the other end.
I thought that too, yeah, because there is some up and down, even from the 1 to the 2 to the 3. So it'd be really tricky to get perfect on the 3 and then try to, break out the 4.
Always easy to say in hindsight. If he'd hit the 1 and got it safe, then it's all a mute issue. But yeah, that wasn't an easy hit.
Oh, wow. He very nearly missed that ball. Let me tell you what. Use the whole pocket there. That might be a sign of early nerves, too, from Mr. Baptiste. Slopping in a ball like that from ball in hand is not a good sign. But even a champion like Mora, he's going to be a little nervous to start. So, Baptiste's going to be extra nervous.
Yeah, I always look for a lot of unforced movement. If a player takes an extra trip or 2 around the table, that tells me they're fighting their nerves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is struggling a little bit. But it is expected. Early days yet, race to 9, but you don't want to let this guy break too many times. He'll figure it out. Just watching him play some practice sets. A few people in the room. He was running, 2, 3, 4 once he got the break. So
he got here. Did he get here early in the week? So he's had a few days here to kind of get used to everything at Leather Pocket.
Yeah, and he's played a couple good players that'll test him a little. So probably up for the task here this weekend.
Yeah, and a few good players have made the trek from Ontario. Eric Horlifson, Jason Klatt. Stephen Holm from BC. You're right. He's going to be counted as one of the favorites for sure. But guys aren't going to make the trip from Ontario to Alberta, and they didn't come here to shop.
Oh, that's right. They're not just coming to see the mountains, you mean?
Well, they may do some shopping in Banff, but it'll only be after the tournament's done.
That's right. Waleed came as well. Yeah, he's got a good match. I think it'd be a stream match. I believe the next match is Joe Spence and Waleed Hashem. That should be a great match.
Now, did DJ? I saw DJ McGinley's name. Did he?
He had to pull out.
He did pull out. Okay.
Yeah, just the couple days before, but we were able to fill the spot, which was good. And we don't often have trouble filling tournaments here. I think if we had opened it to 80 or 96, we probably would have filled that too. Peter Mason says, awesome stream. Would be nice to see the Fargo ratings. Yeah, you're right. Could throw them up on the scoreboard there. Maybe I'll do that in between racks. I think Johnny's a 796. John Mora, 94 or 96. And Baptiste a 52.
Geez, that was a good shot from Mora there.
What a smooth stroke. They don't call him Mr. Smooth for nothing, right?
He's almost a little unlucky where the cue balls landed, but this doesn't pose a real big hurdle for him.
On the new cloth, it's pretty grippy, so he might be able to draw this one to the other side of the 8. Oh, he just stunned over there. Nice. Yeah, well, when you can hit the ball that smooth, that's what you do.
You notice how long he stays down. He really forces himself to keep his head still, and that's a good exercise for all you watching at home.
I really noticed it on that shot too. I was going to bring it up. Was Steven's quite good at that too, but you see from a lot of the top players, they really stay down well. Big part of the game, keeping the head still. Let's see if I can sneak some Fargo ratings in here on the scoreboard. Baptiste be a little trickier. He's got a big name.
I mean, 752, Ben, from Baptiste, that's nothing to sneeze at, is it?
No. He's very high rated. He'd come in as the 5th rated player in this tournament.
And I mean, in fairness, for him to draw Mora right out of the gate, he's got to consider himself a little unlucky.
A bit unlucky. Somebody had to do it. I'm glad it was him and not me. Although I didn't get a walk in the park draw either, but I get Stan Tarango later on tonight.
Listen, this is a real strong field.
Very strong field. I'm feeling very lucky just to be a part of it, so I'll have some fun out there. Warren Saffel says, hello, Jim Weich.
Another guy I probably owe money to. Track me down.
Trying to track you down, yeah.
Warren, I hope you're doing well. I hope I see you while I'm here, pal.
I would imagine he'll pop in to watch a little pool, yeah. There's a good break from Mr. Mora there. He's made the 1 ball that time. I think she was just saying the scoreboard's wrong, but Baptiste definitely won a game. I think he maybe just didn't mark it. Sev, hoping that me and Stan would be on the stream. I think the schedule for the stream tonight is Joe Spence and Waleed Hashem after this match. And the match to follow that will be Eric Orlovson and Kevin Osborne, I think. That's what they have informed me of. That's a pretty good shot, right? Got where he needs to get.
I watched Johnny play a couple matches when I was doing some broadcasting in Puerto Rico, and I mean, he had Shane Van Boning twist-tied and let him out.
I watched that match, yeah. He was right there.
I mean, I think he's at a level now that he fears no player.
Well, and he really shouldn't. He really shouldn't. He's so smooth. He played quite a match. That one pocket match against Tony was pretty impressive. He brought his A game that day. That final day, he played really great. This is what I was talking about before, is he can put a couple on you, so when you make one mistake, it might cost you 3 or 4 games or more.
Yeah, and you think back a couple racks ago to where the balls were open and Baptiste had ball in hand, didn't get out. I mean, he's paying the price for that now.
He really is, yeah. He had a chance to be up 2-1, right? See Norm Doucette in the background there in the styling Jam Up shirt. Jam Up sponsoring some of this event, so they're going to do a draw for 4 jerseys. They're going to put the first 16 players to get knocked out will be put in a draw. 4 of them are going to win jerseys. Oh, wow. Bit quick on that stroke, no?
Yeah, that I don't know if he miscued, but that one never threatened the corner pocket.
Not his slow backswing that I'm used to seeing. He looked a bit quick on that one, which is often the case when we miss a long shot like that. It's just a bit quick on the stroke. Leah Carroll wants to know who's commenting with me. It's Jim Weich. Oh, nice shot there to get the cue ball off the 3rd rail there is handy. You don't want to have the cue ball on the rail and then you got to deal with the slide off the rail when you're cutting the 7 a little. He played it perfect. Ooh.
Yeah, that one wiped its feet, didn't it?
That's a couple he's slopped into that corner. That's a forgiving corner. I'm going to have to keep that one in mind.
And he could have made this shot a lot easier.
I think he misjudged this one by quite a bit. Bit of a long one, but I think he's still a favorite. And yes, this is on YouTube as well, for everybody wondering out there in the chat. Oh, another big miss from Johnny here. Baptiste letting a couple slip away already.
Boy, what a let off if Mora knocks this in, gets to 4-1. He may not look back.
A bit smoother on the delivery that time. He wasn't going to let it happen again.
Yeah, massive let off. That's, again, if you're keeping score at home, there's 2 racks that should easily have gone to Baptiste. And
that's a big swing. It could be, 3-3, 3-2.
And with the winter breaks too, these little mistakes can cost you numerous racks.
I think a big thing that I've learned with playing some big players like Mr. Mora is if you can get on them early and plant a little seed of doubt in their mind, because they come into every match, like we mentioned, Johnny feeling like he can beat anybody in the world right now, not fearing anyone. But if you're ahead 4-1, now all of a sudden you might have a little doubt, and that's sometimes when you see them make mistakes. When they're ahead 4-1 like this, they don't often make too many mistakes.
You know something, Ben, at the end of the day, they are human, and it is 9-ball. A break here, a break there, and you just take your chances when they come. And
that's right. Let's see. He did take a little speed off the break, so he's making the 1 more. And he's got to look at the 2 here into a big pocket.
Yeah, and the 3 over the far corner.
And maybe an early rack with the 4-9. And I do have some score updates from some other tables. Ira brought me in his laptop here. Looks like table 23, we've got 3-1 Randy. Table 22, we got 3-0 Brady Golan taking on Chris Simons. Pretty good first round match. Brady up 3-0. Albert up 3-0 on Brett. think the 6 is a bit of a big ball here. I'm wondering if he tries to come back and forth across, kind of to where the 2 is now. Or if he's just going to try to avoid the 6 and the 7 here. And he has beautifully.
Well, he's just eyed up that 4-9 combination. He'd love to get the cue ball back into a similar area that the cue ball is sitting in now.
These can be really tricky when the ball is over the hole. It's one of the questions I get asked probably the most, is how to deal with these kind of shots. And you can see it wants to slide a lot, and I think he did pretty well to even get where he's at.
Kind of a free shot, too. He can run with the cue ball, head back down table, and if should he miss the 4-9 combination, possibly find cover with that white.
Up near the 6, kind of behind the 6-8 maybe, yeah. The 4 might stick around this 9 ball, so you know he's going to think about that. But I don't think he hits it too hard, just enough to get this cue ball up near the 6, I think. We'll see. Or he might just drag it and go all in, you know. Oh, he hammered it. He was not going to let the 4 stay around the 9 if he missed.
Yeah, that's a good shot. A lot better shot. There was a lot of distance between the 4 and the 9 there. But 5-1 for Mora.
It's kind of slipping away quick here for Baptiste. I know there's still a lot in this match, but these guys get more confidence than they already have. They're tough to stop. You can see Norm in the background there. He's trailing 5-2 to Kyle Ashmore.
I was chatting with Norm before this match, and he was pretty happy with the way he was playing. I may wait till that match is over and ask him again.
Kyle's a very tough player, too, so he's got his hands full there. We got Jason Klatt leading Blair Major 2-1. Vlad over Martin 6-3. Mike Crookedneck and Dexter Lannis, that's 3-2 for Mike. Randy over Tom's 3-1. So some good matches. Kevin Beavis and Joe Orell all square at 3. And if you guys are in the area, there's plenty of seats around to crowd around, watch these matches.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot more fans show up as this event gets whittled down to the business end on Sunday.
Sunday, absolutely.
Yeah, parking spots will be at a premium.
That's right. Okay, let's watch this 1 ball going in the left side pocket. Our left, straight in. Nice cue ball control, too. He might be behind the 8, but he hit that one really nice. That is how you want to hit him. There is a link to the brackets, Richard, but I don't have it handy, so you'll have to search it on Digital Pool. Canadian Championship, you'll find it on there. So he's just going to jump this one. I don't blame him because the 3 is kind of accessible. His cue ball is going to go towards it a little bit. Oh, but he never threatened the pocket there. Second prize.
Yeah, the best I've seen in my time commentating with the jump cue is Fedor Gorst.
Fedor, absolutely. Yeah, I think if you ask 10 of the top players, they'd all tell you the same thing too. Seems to be pretty handy with that.
Unbelievable.
Jump cue. Yeah.
It's a shock when he misses.
And Jesus, of players out of the top 10, that Jesus Atencio, he's pretty good with the double jump, you know. There's somebody posted the bracket link. Wes, thank you. Darcy, yeah, that is Mr. Jim White in the booth. Tried to thin that one, did he? Might be too many mistakes already from Baptiste to win this one. It's all about the 3 to the 4 here, I think. But ball in hand on the 2, you favor him to get exactly where he needs on the next ball.
You know, we expect so much from players the caliber of a Mora, but, you know, there are matches going on all around him. So there's pretty high level of noise in here, even from the fans. And, you know, to maintain that high level of focus and keep it on that 4.5 by 9 foot surface, you know, all credit to him.
It's an underrated skill in pool, is that, you know, avoiding all the noise and traffic. And it's hard enough out there to stay out of your own way, let alone everybody else in your way. He's played a good shot here, land underneath it a little. He might have to play the 5 in the same pocket. Cue ball might slip behind it there. Or does he draw this one to the top rail there and back out to middle?
No, I like your first thought. Just float it in. Cue ball looks like it'll find the gap between the cushion and the 5, and you can play the 5 to the corner. But again, you never really see the shot exactly as a player sees it, but we'll see how Johnny goes about it. And
yeah, the camera angle's a little deceiving, especially on these ones. He's going into it. I would have never expected that, but he's played it beautifully. And a good eye from Paul Richens in the chat there. He said he jumps right-handed. So he's breaking right-handed, he's jumping right-handed, and he's shooting lefty. He's an exceptional talent, this John Mora. And I like the pace he's playing with. He's not rushing anything, but he's not shooting slow. He's playing with a good rhythm. I like how he used the extra rail there. I don't think everybody would play that shot like that. I think a lot of us are going to float that one and get to middle table. Smart to use the extra rail, let the stroke out a little bit. Inch perfect.
yeah, maybe got a little bit lucky with the failed attempt at the jump, but when he gets the opportunity, the balls are in the open, he's money.
Well, and I think he left the edge, right? And it was just kind of misplayed by Baptiste. Or he at least had a kick shot if he didn't have the edge. And he just misplayed it a little. I mean, to give him ball in hand there is definitely not something you can do. Shout out to Jam Up. They're got some big stuff coming here with the Jam Up Canada, so keep your eyes peeled. Should see lots of pretty sporty Jam Up shirts this weekend.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, when the weather gets hot, they're comfortable too. Very comfortable.
Very much.
Quick update on the Brady Gollin match. He's 4-0 ahead now, Brady, in that match, just above the one we're watching. Looks like Brady just breaking off.
Yeah,
rack number 5.
Chris Simon with not the easiest draw coming all the way from the East Coast there. Brady's one of my favorite players to play.
Yeah, good guy.
Yeah.
Class player.
Like tough as nails, so he shouldn't be my favorite player to play, but but class act, yeah. So it's always enjoyable. Yeah, he took just a little speed off of that break, and now the one seems to be going in more, so that might be the trick this week. You don't want to hit it soft, but you can't hit it too hard, I think. Well, he can see the 2, but I don't know if he attacks here. Even left-handed, he can reach this one a little easier, but I think the safety is so easy, it's hard to turn it down. Might be able to just freeze him up behind the 5-7 there. Well, and he could go the other way, kind of leave the 2 behind the 5-7, send the cue ball up table where he's standing. I don't hate that either. Oh, he looks like he's going to attack here. I mean, the pockets are playing a little more favorable with the new cloth, so I wouldn't blame him.
Yeah, that's a bit ambitious, Ben, even with the new cloth, and I agree with you. New cloth always makes the pockets a little more sympathetic, but that's a tall ask trying to slice this one in.
It's pretty thin, right? Yeah, I don't know. And with the safety just being so available, I don't think you need to force anything here. Sometimes the score can make you do weird things. You think, well, I'm up 6-1, I can kind of take a chance, but don't know if that's always the right play. You should keep it locked down.
Yeah, he's playing safe here.
I think it's the higher percentage. That game's all about percentages. Oh, he plays the bank. He has been playing a lot of one pocket lately, so I don't hate that.
Yeah, there's only one reason he took that shot on, and it was the score.
The score,
you mentioned it.
yeah, it is. It can dictate it a little, but I've never been a fan of that. I tend to lose from here when I do silly things like that. But we'll see. He is elevated over the 6-ball a little. We are playing cue ball only fouls. So if he should happen to touch the 6 with his cue or his hand, it would just be replaced or left where he moves it. It'd be Mora's choice. And he dealt with it well. And I like how he didn't try to go crazy there doing too much. He just took what he could get.
And I'll see if we can make some inroads into that deficit.
Oh, winner breaks, you got to think you're always kind of in it. I mean, this cut break with the 1 ball on the side is definitely much more difficult to control every time, but anytime your winner breaks, you got to think you're still in the match, but not if you do that.
Yeah, he tried to spin that in with a lot of right-hand spin applied to the cue ball, and that increased the degree of difficulty to the shot, and especially over distance.
I thought he would contemplate drawing that ball just because the inside spin on the new cloth's really tricky. That might be just a bit of pressure from the scoreboard too, you know. Does he bank it again? No, he cuts this one. Oh, he might not have got the best rub of the 8. Can he see enough of the 5 to make it? I'll have to try to fix that little twitch in the camera in between matches here. My apologies for that, guys. We did have a couple technical difficulties starting this one off.
Yeah, thank God the score was 1-1 when we kicked off.
That's right. Looks like 5-0 Brady breaking again up there. He's rolling. Don't want to let that guy get rolling. He can win the tournament. Looks like Blair Major holding his own against Jason Klatt on the table beside this one to the right. They're at 2-2. Oh, I think he tried to turn that one in with the inside spin. Didn't get it. Oh, big moment here for Baptiste. Can't let this one slide. If he's going to win this match, he definitely got to win this game. The 8-ball's a little tough. Let's see what he does here. 7's in a good spot to land short side on it. Should be okay. Player his level. And Barry says, why is it cue ball only fouls at the Canadian Championship supposed to be all ball fouls? Just because we don't have a ref for every table. I think with all ball fouls, you more or less, you need a lot of referees. Didn't try to do too much there. I think he just kind of took what he could get, and he's going to put all his eggs in the pot in this ball.
bottom corner with maybe an element of safety in mind.
Yeah, he hit this one with a 1.5 speed. Oh, he just drained it. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, he needed it.
Did he ever? It's never too late with this winter breaks. Like I said, you can definitely make some comebacks. I got a bit of a players list here. I know it might be a little hard to see if you're watching on your phone, but if you're watching on your TV at home, these are the 64 players we had enter this weekend.
Yeah, see if you can pick an outsider. You can see all the Fargo ratings, the scores on the left-hand side of the names.
Pick somebody from the middle. I'm going to pick myself, but you know, you're welcome to.
You're already too
pick
high.
Someone from
You're too high up the list, Ben. Nice to see a former Canadian champion, Edwin Montel, in the field there too. He was a dynamite player.
He might be far enough down there to pick as an underdog, yeah. I grew up chasing Edwin around trying to learn how to play pool, so.
Yeah, you and a lot of Calgarians, eh?
Yeah. I love watching him play. Still got it. Let's see if Baptiste can figure out this break. He's going to really need to now, down 6-2. He always needed to, but that's not going to get it done.
Yeah, Johnny, that's not going to get the cash.
And I think we're going to see a lot of players struggle with the break this week. We're not really used to playing this 9-ball on the spot break out west here. We don't play it at all. I know in Ontario they play it quite a bit. A couple tournaments I've gone out there, that's how they play it. Okay, where's this 2-ball going? Maybe only to the side pocket. He's drawing into the 9 here.
And again, being able to play the shot right-handed. You know, he just didn't have to get the bridge out. Maybe a little straighter than he would have liked.
Hate to use the obvious bad pun, but that's kind of handy, isn't it?
Oh. I'll tell you, so many top players, the bridge has been their Achilles heel.
It really has, yeah. I've learned to play a little bit opposite-handed because of that. I'm not quite as proficient as this guy, but I can get the job done when I need to. That's a really nice stroke to kind of stun and cheat the angle a little bit. He forced a little something that wasn't there. That was nice. Extra rail there again, and he kind of needed it this time. He didn't want to be on the wrong side of the 4 and have to deal with the 7. He played that nice. Got a little close to the 6, but he'll be okay. Gary Thomas wants to know, where's Sean Monkman? I don't know. He was entered as well. Another player from Winnipeg, been playing really great lately, but had to back out.
Yeah, I saw Barry McLean's name in the draw from Winnipeg, another very good player that I've seen over the years, and one of the top players from that part of Canada.
Another classy guy to play too, just a fun guy to play. Got around that ball nice. Got a good angle here to get to the 7. He's going to land underneath it just perfectly.
Yeah, this has been a nice example of cue ball control.
Yeah, he's had it on a string for every shot here. Ball in hand shape on every ball, really. Grant is around Jerry. He'll be in the booth a little later for the next match.
Well, the Johnny Baptiste fight back did not materialize. So Johnny finds himself 2 racks short of the winning post.
Shout out to our Q repair guy here, local guy, one of my sponsors as well, Nick with Nick's Q Innovation. He's also playing the event, Nick Manuel. You can look for him in the bracket. He knows how to hold the Q too. He's got a super stroke, but he's like a 900 Fargo at Q repair. The best around. He builds really great jump cues, shafts, brake cues. Give him a shout. He's got his phone number there. You don't have to be local. I know a lot of players, they don't have a Q repair guy, but you can ship him your stuff. He'll do the repairs or whatever you need, a new wrap or something, and you ship it back all at a pretty good price. He's very reasonable.
Yeah, I find that with a lot of top players, it's not so much price as quality. You know, they want a good job.
That's
and then
right.
they don't mind, it's like going for dinner. You don't mind paying if you enjoy dinner.
If it's a good steak, then that's right. He'll pay a little extra. Nick gives you a good steak at a cheap price, though. It's always been very affordable. Andrew, this is winner breaks. That is correct. As you can see here, Mr. Mora going to put this one ball on the left side. Oh, we lost the cue ball a bit here. It's not over yet, Mr. Baptiste. I think he has to play the 3 in the left side, but from ball in hand shouldn't be an issue. Should be able to spin over there pretty easy. These balls connect pretty good to get this to 7-3. He's still in it. Norm tied it up over there with Kyle Ashmore. It's all tied at 5. The table next to this one. Blair Major leading Jason Klatt 3-2. You can see Jason on the right side of your screen there. Vlad up 7-5 on Martin. Dexter 4-3 over Mike Crookedneck. Randy 4-3 over Tom. 5-5 Kevin Beavis and Joe Orell. 6-0 Albert over Brett. 6-0 Brady over Chris. And 3-3 Leo and Randy. Oh, that's a big miss again from Baptiste.
Yeah, given that he's a 7.52 Fargo, you've really got to just put this down to nerves and intimidation.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've all been there playing a guy like Mora, and it'll get to you a little bit. You don't play the same as if it's, you know, your friend that you spar with every day.
Yeah, too good of a player, though, to be missing the opportunities he's missing.
And I wouldn't think it's the stream. Sometimes it can be the stream, like, you know, playing on the stream table make you a little nervous, but I don't think so with Baptiste. I think he's used to that. Look at this, though. He knocked the 9 in the way of the 8. I think he missed a beat there. I think he's supposed to recognize that and not hit it quite as hard. And now he's thinking. The 8's still pretty open to go in the top left, but with the 7 at the opposite end of the table, he's going to have to play these next 3 balls pretty precise.
Yeah, the angle he leaves himself on the 7, I think, is going to tell the tale how he decides to attack that 8. Like you said, Ben, there's a lot of space to try and drop below it, but he's made his job a little tougher.
I think he likes the underneath angle so that he's going kind of into the right long rail first, and maybe even into the bottom rail, and then towards the 8. Oh, he's going with the other angle. This kind of surprises me a little. Well, he might be playing the combination, which would really surprise me, Because you'd think he would just try to drop short side on this ball. This is a good reason why we don't play all ball fouls. Is it's really hard if there's not a referee for the opponent to call a shirt foul there. And with Johnny not being able to see it while he's down on the ball, it would be, I mean. And oftentimes if the ball moved a millimeter with his shirt, it's not really changing the game. He got nice and close to this combo, right, Jim?
Yeah, to get to the hill. And the hill arrives, 8-2. Mr. Smooth dictating the pace here at the leather pocket.
He's going to be the guy to beat this week. Everybody knows it. Not going to lie, I think the whole room would have loved to see Baptiste just beat him in the first match.
I know everyone in the tournament wouldn't have minded seeing that.
Yeah, maybe not everyone in the room. Yeah, there's some Mora fans out there for sure. We love having them here. We got so many great players this week. We're going to have many, many great matches. Make sure you guys are sharing that stream lots for us. That's all we ask here with the free Q Sports Live streams. And the next match, we'll have a small break, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. And then we'll have Joe Spence taking on Waleed Hashem, I believe, has been called as the next stream match. Let's watch this one ball flying out left side again. He's got it a few times in a row now. Oh, caught the horn that time, but he made the 9. Unbelievable way to finish the match.
Yeah, wow. And the handshake, but 9-2, didn't expect that.
No, I would have expected it to be a little closer. But you can see here he left the 1 ball as well if the 9 didn't go in. So that doesn't hurt to have a little fortune in the first match, right? But Baptiste will go to the 1-loss side and try to fight back. Single elimination, redraw the final 16 for Sunday. So can still get back to where he needs to be.
Yeah, it's going to be a long weekend, folks. We hope that you stick around and tune in, enjoy all the action like we know we're going to. And Ben, a lot of fun. First match we've done together. I have a hunch we're going to be doing a few more.
Awesome. Thanks for
Like
sitting in,
I'd rather be commentating on you out there.
Okay, well, hopefully later on we will be, yeah. All right, everyone, we'll be back. Don't go too far. Make sure if you haven't already, like and follow the Facebook, subscribe on the YouTube. We'll be right back.